Hello guys, welcome back to Call You Later podcast, episode number 26. My name is John. We are halfway through a year of podcast episodes.
I feel like every episode I'm like, wow.
Every number gets one bigger.
Yes. Well, hi guys.
Hi.
Like John said, this is John.
This is me, and I'm here with...
I'm Kelly.
Hi.
I'm very caffeinated.
We always come into these super caffeinated. It's the best.
So this week we're going to be talking all about our back to school must-haves, everything from supplies, motivation, how we stay organized, and food that fuels your body. Or just how to fuel yourself.
No more cosmic brownies.
Because honestly, that's so important with back to school, I think.
Because you have to have your mind ready to go.
Exactly. Last week we talked all about our first week back to school, which was...
It was a wild ride. I would check it out if I were you.
It was quite interesting, so you guys definitely want to check that out. And just welcome to episode 26.
Welcome. Or if you're here for the first time,
Hi.
welcome for the first time. Hi.
So, like I mentioned, we're going to be talking about supplies, motivation, how we stay organized, and food and fuel and everything. So before we get started, of course I have to say my little disclaimer.
Oh, she's got a disclaimer. I don't even know what it is this week.
It's a weird and different type of school year.
It's a strange year.
It's not the traditional school year.
It's strange.
So you have to just make the most of it, stay positive about it, and I guess stay positive about it, make the most of it. If you have online classes, find the positive of taking online classes.
Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason you're doing it.
So, do you want to start off with our supplies for back to school season?
So my number one was a computer.
Definitely.
Obviously, you kind of have to have it if you're in online classes, or even if you're in in-person classes, you're usually required.
Especially our major, it's all computer based,
everything
so it's
computers.
must.
We both personally have MacBooks.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's probably the industry trend, but get whatever you want,
I want to say last year or first semester of this, they had this mandatory, you have to have a specific laptop with all these dates and stuff, and I just previously bought a laptop for YouTube and everything for my own self, and I was like, oh my goodness, do I really have to buy another laptop just to meet their qualifications? And if you're in the similar boat, ask your professors, ask your teacher if yours is acceptable, so you don't have to go buy a new one, because they were like, oh, that's fine as long as it's a Mac.
As long as it runs the programs that we need to have. Like some people run Windows laptops,
So I think big thing that I'm trying to get a point across with this is, even though it says you have to have this, it doesn't hurt to ask. And the answer is always no unless you ask.
I like that. That's one of my favorite mottos that you always say.
But it saved me $2,000. So
saving some cash.
So definitely a computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to go? What's your next one?
My first one was a backpack. Even though classes are online, me and John do our homework together. So I'll have to bring my laptop to his house occasionally. So it's just nice to have a backpack to be able to carry all your stuff.
That way you don't have to carry your bulk laptop around. Yeah.
But then also I love it too because personally I'm a big fan of not having my school stuff out unless I'm doing schoolwork, because it's a mentality where it's all my school stuff's out, I'm doing it. So when I'm not doing it, I just shove it all in my backpack and put my backpack in my closet.
Yeah, I like that.
So I think even with online classes, having a backpack's really nice.
Fair enough. Okay, I like that. My next one was kind of a combination of three: mouse, headphones, and a webcam. Webcam's optional. It depends on the Zoom meeting. Sometimes Zoom meetings require it. Our professors do not, despite the fact that we thought that they did. Yes. But definitely get yourself a mouse. It's always nice to be I like having a clicky mouse. I don't like trackpads.
I like a trackpad.
Yeah,
I think they're easy.
I love mice. Yeah. Granted, I guess I love mice.
That was funny. You're funny.
Thanks. But I usually operate, because I have a Windows PC that I usually work off of, and it's I have a mouse, so I've just kind of been trained to use a mouse.
I think it's all what you get used to, too.
Yeah.
If you only have a laptop, you're probably used to using the trackpad.
If you've been raised on a trackpad, you're going to want to use a trackpad. And then obviously headphones. Splurge. Get yourself a nice pair of Bluetooth headphones if you have that MacBook. Or just be like us or like me and use a simple pair of earbuds.
Yeah.
Like
you mentioned a computer, but I also mentioned having the correct software for your program. So
smart.
Our degree, we have to have the Adobe Suite, and we have to have the Microsoft Suite for Office, PowerPoint, and everything, and our email runs through that. So it's just helpful to have that, so you're not struggling. I remember I didn't download Word last semester, and every time I would download something, it would open this really sketchy text box, and I'd just be like, I know I should take the time and download it, and I just never did. So I think downloading the software, especially with being online only, is so important. Just right up there with your computer. You gotta have it. You have to have the right stuff on your computer.
Exactly. I completely agree with that. My number 3 was lots of caffeine. I know this doesn't sound silly to be a supply, but like we both said, we come into this on a lot of caffeine. Do it safely, responsibly.
Yeah, you know what your body can handle.
Exactly. Caffeinate every so often. It'll give you that extra juice in the morning to get going.
I also mentioned having a cell phone, a camera. Again, our degree's very, like, digital art based, where having a camera is so important, but I also think, like you mentioned, a webcam, so that kind of plays into it. And then having a cell phone is nice to be able to connect with other people in your class. Granted, I feel like everyone has a cell phone nowadays, but
Snapchat, Instagram, they have it all.
Like I mentioned on my YouTube videos last back to school season, Snapchat's the new form of communication.
It is how you talk
in college. At least that's what I've experienced. No one asks for your number. They're like, what's your Snapchat?
Snapchat is everything.
And honestly, I like it. I don't like giving my number out.
I feel that. It's less personal.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. So a computer or cell phone is so important.
Yeah. So this is something that I'm on the hunt for. Kelly uses it all the time, and it's religious. The way she uses it, I love it. A good physical planner. I need one of these. I don't know if you put that down on your list.
Yeah, I did. So I mentioned that I use a Day Designer planner. It is a luxury planner. It's like $60. I only use it because I get it free sent to me in PR for my YouTube channel. But
it's a beastly planner.
Love it.
The thing is a pain.
Oh my gosh, it has a single page for every single day of the week, so you can have a daily to-do list in it. It has your monthly spread. But I also started using a bullet journal, which is one of those, you can buy them. They're like $3, but you can get an expensive one too. And it's completely blank, and you can just put whatever you want in your planner into this because it's completely customizable to you. It's very time-consuming. But it's kind of therapeutic. But there's tons of YouTube videos.
The way you did it, like because I saw the after of her setting up her bullet journal, and you went all out on that thing. It was impressive.
But it's totally customizable to you. But I think it's so important to have that physical planner to stay organized. I did mention having an online calendar. Like I love using
that's what
my
I'm
Apple
using right now.
calendar because it syncs up to my phone and my computer, and I can just type it in, and I have it all color coordinated for all my different topics like fitness, social life, school, then like also content that I'm creating. But it's nice because you get a digital reminder. But I think the physical thing, it's that satisfaction of crossing it off when you're done.
Done. You're up next, actually,
I mentioned having a water bottle. Now, personally, I'm bigger into this when you're in person classes because I think it's so important to stay hydrated when you're learning. I just think it's awesome. But it also allows that, can I have a water break? So you can like get out of class to go fill up your water bottle. Which sounds crazy, but taking those 5-minute breaks really can let you reset. So I think that's super helpful. But again, just stay hydrated. Even with back to like online classes, stay hydrated while you're doing it.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Sip, sip.
Sip, sip. Drip, drip.
I said notebooks, lots and lots of notebooks. Okay. Because even though you're in online classes, you still need to take notes.
Yeah, I said pens and pencils.
Pens and pencils. Okay, I like that. But yeah, so just take notes. You know, you do you.
I think having like, personally, I'm a huge stationery person where I like a certain line of pens. And I notice my penmanship's better when I have the pens I like.
Wow.
It's weird.
That's crazy.
Picky. It might be like a girl thing. I don't know.
See, I just have awful penmanship in general, so we're just going to roll with that.
Some pens like allow your writing to flow better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any more?
Blue light glasses.
Okay.
Kelly got me on this trend again. She gets me on a lot of trends. But I ordered a 2-pack recently from Amazon, and I play a lot of video games, so I sit on them for long hours at a time and stare at a screen. So I wear them, and they are fantastic. They
make a difference.
No strain on my eyes whatsoever after sitting in front of a computer screen, whether doing college work or gaming for 8 to 12 hours. You know, so it just reduces strain. Highly would recommend. You can get a pair on Amazon for 2 pairs for like $12 is what I paid for them.
That's a steal.
And you have some sitting back there as well that you use from time to time. They are fantastic.
I don't really wear them as much because I never really feel like I have that strain. But usually when I'm on the computer for an hour, I'll take a 5 to 10 minute break every hour just because I get so bored of sitting at the computer that I'm like, I have to get up. I'll go fill my water bottle up or just walk around or something.
Yeah, just taking a stroll.
Yeah. Do you have anything else?
That was it for me. Anything else for you?
And my last one, even with online classes, is cute outfits. I'm a big believer in if you're well-dressed, you're going to have, like, a positive mindset. You're going to feel good about things. And honestly, like, I notice when I'm in my PJs, I feel very sluggish and kind of, like, still in that, like, oh, I just woke up kind of mindset. Where when you get dressed, even for online classes, you're going to be up and ready and able to focus and learn and everything.
Definitely.
And I think a cute outfit just makes you, like, feel good, look good. Ooh.
Ooh, she looking good.
Especially if you do have those Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
pop
You gotta
up,
flex
look good.
it.
Yeah, flex it.
Mm-hmm. PJs down below. Nice top at top.
Okay, so then we also wanted to get into motivation. What motivates us for school, especially with an online program right now?
My number one is I have you.
I put you on my list too.
We work well together, and we pretty much force each other to get the work done. When one of us doesn't want to do it, the other one will, and vice versa.
Yes.
So I think that she's one of my number one motivators because she gets me to do the work.
Well, I think it's nice too. Like, I think we're very like lucky, and kind of, I don't think this happens often, is we have the same exact class schedule, so we're able to do all of our work together because we have all the same work. And like when we have our Zoom meeting, like we'll do it together. Like we'll either go to one of our houses and just kind of sit there and listen to it, so it's kind of easy, so we can bounce off ideas. Like, did you hear that too? Is that what they said? And I think that really makes a diff.
Agreed. What's your top one?
My top one is we're getting closer to finishing our degrees.
That's what I had as my number two.
One more semester after this, it's like, I feel like, and I don't want to say this in a negative way, but if this was my first semester of college, I would be like, you know, I don't know if this is for me. Like, I needed the social interaction when I first signed up and everything. But knowing that I'm almost over with it, like almost done with it, it's like, okay, I'm almost done. Just an online course isn't that bad, you know?
No, I feel that, and I agree with that. If it was the first semester, I wouldn't be in college. I would have put off my degree.
Yeah. And again, we're both very young, so it's totally reasonable. And I took a gap year once I graduated high school, and I totally respect and I honestly encourage taking a gap year because it allows you to find what you want to do in your field rather than switching majors a ton of times. But also, sometimes you can get that real world exposure prior to college.
Yeah, the big kid world.
And I think that's really important, so I don't knock anyone who takes a gap year. And I honestly, if I was coming out of high school right now, I would think about taking a gap year.
So, respect to all of you gap years out there.
Do you have any more?
Yeah. So the light is showing at the end of the tunnel, which my number two was that we're getting closer to the degree, and the light showing at the end of the tunnel is kind of there. I mean, we're like almost there.
Exactly.
You know, we can see it. So at this point, we just got to get through it. Yes. You got to put the positive spin on it of, okay, once I'm done with this, I get to do X, Y, and Z. Whether that be as simple as I get to get away for a weekend at the end of the semester, or I'm graduating and getting my degree at the end of the semester. It can be as small or big, but put a light at the end of the tunnel that you're pushing towards.
And I know a lot of people, like I felt like this too in the past, and I'm sure you have as well, with finishing college, it sounds intimidating because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm growing up, like I'm stepping into that adult world, like I'm going to work and all this stuff. And it's scary, but it's also that next chapter in your life, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
You're blossoming.
Yeah, it's like a little caterpillar blossoming into a butterfly. Ooh. Okay, do you have any more in that category?
All the classwork is on us, so we're required to do it on our own time, so that's a motivator because we see the deadlines that we have, and we're like, okay, we have to do this on this day, and if we don't, we won't do it.
Yes.
And what's your last one?
My last one is my family. So, like, they're a huge motivator. Like, my brother just graduated college, like 2 years ago? No, 1 year ago.
Okay.
And he had, like, not a 4.0, but so close. He was on Dean's List the whole time that I'm like, I want to do that. You know, like, when I saw him do that, I'm like, I want to be like that. You know, it's like that kind of thing. And then my other brother graduated a longer time because he's so much older than me. And it's just like that motivation to, well, everyone else in my family graduated. I have to do it. You know, like that kind of thing. So it's a very big motivation for me.
Nice.
Okay.
And that was my last one.
Okay, perfect. So how we stay organized. We touched on planners, but I think there's a few other things that play a part in organization for back to school.
You want to take this first?
Sure. So, again, planners, huge, big thing. But moving on, besides the planner, because I think that's kind of self-explanatory, is our school uses Canvas.
Yes.
There's an option to have it in your dashboard where it shows you what's due each day, and you can kind of look at it in order.
Yeah.
So, like, personally, when we do our homework, we like to do what's due first.
Due tomorrow? Due tomorrow.
Yes.
No.
But, like, a lot of our classes won't share the homework until Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's either Monday or Wednesday, and then everything's either due Sunday night or Tuesday night.
Or Monday night for one class.
Yeah, and everything that is like that, it's like, I don't want to have any homework during the weekend.
Yeah.
So we get it all done once it's, like, done, but we get whatever's due say Sunday night first, all that stuff done first.
Yeah, we knock it off in a sequential order, which is a really, I think, personally a smart way to do it. I think it helps us stay organized a lot and would recommend trying that. And
another thing with that is also do the hardest and biggest projects first.
Yes, definitely.
Because if you're spending so much time on a 5-point project and not spending time for the 50 to 100-point projects,
you can't miss
your grade's going to go down.
It's going to tank.
So it's like there's 2 orders of it.
Agreed. I also put that our school has a built-in system. One of my biggest organization is Kelly.
I put you on here too. You kind of like, John will be like, let's do homework Thursday. And I'm like, okay, cool. You know?
But then once we actually get to the homework day and I'm not motivated, she'll be like, all right, we'll do this, and this.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay, cool. It's nice and organized and structured. We do. It's a give and get, you know?
Yes. The next one I have on here is having a clean working environment.
Okay.
I think this is so important. I mentioned I love packing up all my school stuff when it's done and putting it away. And it's also that same thing, like I like to have a clear workspace when I'm working, and it's kind of, that's what I'm doing. I have no other distractions around me, and I have to focus on it 100%.
I like that. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I use Google Calendar. Again, we talked about planners, but it's the online calendar thing.
Yes, I mentioned my online calendars too.
You gotta use some form of a checklist so you can have everything done. And it helps even more if you physically write it down and cross it off. Like I watch her cross off her to-do list, and it's really satisfying. So that's why I'm trying to find myself a good planner.
But not even to-do list. When you have it in a calendar, you can look ahead and be like, next week I have this huge essay due, or my video project's due 2 weeks from now. I need to get working on it. You know?
I like that. Okay.
And you can plan time to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. So I guess these are all how we stay organized. Do you have any other ones?
So this sounds unorthodox.
Oh goodness.
But taking rest time for ourselves outside of school. I know that doesn't sound like an organizational tip, but it helps our minds reset. Like we'll go to the gym or we'll go to the pool in the middle of workout or in the middle of homework day, and then come back and attack it again, because it allows us to take a break from the mindset so we can get right back into it and stay organized.
Because when you start doing something for so long, it gets overwhelming, but also tiring, and you're like, oh my god, I'm still not done with it, and it's been 3 hours. You know, where this way it's like, okay, I did an hour, I'm going to go do something. Yeah. Even if you take something as small as a 5-minute break and come back, it's kind of that reward that, okay, after an hour, I'm going to go do this. Yeah. Then I'll get back to it.
Definitely.
I think that's so important. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. That was my last one.
All right. So how we stay fueled.
All right. You want to start us out?
This one is not food, but it is fuel.
But it gives you energy.
It gives you energy. Working out. We're huge fitness junkies. I think it's so important. It boosts endorphins. It makes you happy. You're just in a better mindset. I honestly think I can focus better after a workout. Yeah. And I just feel better, you know? And I think that's so important.
Gotta get your lift in.
Yes.
Or your run in, or your abs in, or...
with online classes, usually when you're on campus, you're going to be walking around, burning off this energy, sitting in class and watching everything. Yeah. When you're online, you're not going to be burning the same energy, where you need to go release that somehow. And I think getting a workout in is so important.
Go for a walk around the block.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that, you know? Yeah. I mean, it sounds...
doesn't have to be
It doesn't sound like a workout, but it burns calories.
Exactly.
It burns off energy. It allows you to reset.
Yes.
My first one was eat protein. Again, this is more centered in towards like lifters. It's not necessarily like it's a tip for everyone, but not a tip for everyone.
Yes, it depends what you do for your body.
Exactly.
But I notice I'm more like sustained and more energized when I eat protein rather than carbs.
Exactly. You know, you can eat 5 pieces of bread or 1 protein bar, and you know the calorie difference there, but you have the same amount of energy either way.
Everyone's body does different, but it is that protein can sustain you longer. And there's other sources of protein too, if you're like vegan or whatever.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I'm not a person there are vegetarian proteins out there.
There's definitely proteins in everything.
There are plant proteins.
Exactly. So it's not like you have to go eat chicken. It's just like however you want to fuel your body.
Drink a protein
usually
shake.
Like lean protein and stuff.
You can pick up a 6-pack of shakes from Walmart.
It's going to sustain you more than having like a sugary snack or cookies or something. You know, like that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Because you'll get that quick sugar high, but then it'll crash.
Exactly. So my second one is to eat breakfast. I usually
put that one on there as well.
am not a huge breakfast eater. I like to fast until noon, and sometimes I'm genuinely just not hungry. Yeah. But focusing in on a Zoom class or homework when you're hungry is so hard to do, because you're just like, oh my gosh, I just think of like, what am I going to eat after this? And then I'm not focusing on anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're full heading into it, then
you can focus.
you're gonna be nice and focused.
Yes.
So I also said try to find a healthy source of energy.
Okay.
So it goes back to that don't eat sugary, crappy food because it'll
eat clean.
It'll give you that spike of energy, and then you'll be like, bleh, again.
And if you have 3-hour-long classes like we do, you need to sustain yourself for 3 hours. You know.
No, completely agreed. So I mean, again, it can be protein. It can be something that has caffeine in it. Whether it be like, again, this is getting really health techy. But drink like an amino acid caffeine drink because branched chain amino acids are really healthy for you. They also help sharpen your mental game. So it's like $30 for 20 servings.
Okay.
So a little bit over $1 a serving depending on where you go. Again, this is getting into real health niche stuff.
As you can tell, we're fitness junkies.
But it's as simple as that, and you drink that in the morning, and it can also fill you up because you got the water in your system, and then you have the caffeine as well as the mental focus to help you out.
So my last one is to drink lots of water. I mentioned earlier staying hydrated, but I'm just a huge promoter of hydration. Yeah. Like, I think it's so important.
Stay hydrated.
Exactly. Do you have any other ones?
My last one was have snacks prepared ahead of time.
Oh,
know what you're gonna eat. Like, if you can plan out your whole day, that's even better.
Props to you.
But again, that is very... It's a time commitment. It's strict.
Dedication.
But, like, if you're like, okay, I'm going to eat a protein bar for breakfast in the morning, or I'm going to eat a breakfast bar for breakfast in the morning. Yeah. Know what you're going to eat ahead of time. Find your protein bars. There are protein chips there, all these types of things. If you're wanting something more carb heavy, then you can eat, like, a healthier chip. Or even if you're just eating
a sandwich, you know, like, kind of make it before your class. Bring it with you. If you're in your room, like, kind of bring it up. Have it ready. Like,
have it ready to roll.
You know?
Pack a lunchbox for your Zoom meeting. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So anything else?
I think that was it for me. Anything else for you?
No, but another little tip, a side note.
Oh.
My mom always told us when we were in school to have everything ready the night before.
That's smart.
And it just makes for a smooth morning. So if you have early morning classes or stuff to do in the morning, a lot of people do have to check in for their classes or have daily Zoom meetings. And if that's a thing, and if you have to be dressed and on camera for that, pick out your outfit the night before. I usually like to pick mine out on Sunday for the whole week. I always used to do that. But have that ready. Have your lunch ready.
Meal planning, outfit planning.
Have your meals ready. Like if you're packing a lunch, pack it the night before. Have it in the lunchbox so you just pull it out. Definitely. If you do breakfast, I know a lot of people do like overnight oats, so kind of make it the night before, eat it in the morning.
Overnight oats are amazing.
Little things like that, or like have your keys by the door if you're going somewhere. Just like the little things so you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I don't know where I put my keys. And
then you can sleep in a little bit.
Time management at its finest.
Time management, yes.
Okay, so that's my last little. I think that's like helpful for back to school season.
It's not. I mean, it's helpful for everything, but especially back to school season.
Definitely, and getting back into a new routine is always challenging.
Routines are difficult.
Making like little things like that help you into a new routine, I think is important.
Agreed.
But that wraps up our episode.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thank you. If you guys want to see more from us, if you can't get enough every once in a week,
I know, right?
Check us out on social media. We're on Instagram.
Callyalater Podcast.
And then on Twitter,
Callyalater Pod.
Hashtag.
Tweet you later.
And we have been posting a lot on Instagram.
We're back on our posting game after summer off.
Yeah, so just huge shout out to you guys for listening. Thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below. Let us know what you want to see, if any of this was helpful. And if you guys are listening on a podcast channel, station, platform, whatever they call it, I'm not really sure.
Leave a review.
Yeah. Give us 5, like, rate us, you know, like,
let us know what you think.
Honestly, you can give us 5 stars, but if not, that's okay.
It'll hurt, but we're okay with it.
We should give us 5 stars. Yeah. Anyways, next week is our 27th episode, and we're talking all about finding the balance between work, school, life, fitness, and dating. It's
going to be a big one.
It's going to be a big episode, and you don't want to miss it. So mark your calendars.
Mondays, 6 a.m.
There we go. Okay.
Yep.
That's this episode.
That's the episode.
Yeah, that's the episode.
All right. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye, guys.
Call you later.